Hey guys, Dr. Justin Feldman here from Feldman Physical Therapy and Performance, and we are going to talk today about low back pain while running. So lots of people, as they are new into running or have been running for a while, will start to experience some lower back pain, and there's a couple things that can be causing this, and we want to dive right into it in this video because, let's be honest, low back pain really will ruin the fun of your running. Before we dive into it, please go down below and make sure that you subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any of our new and updated videos, and give us a thumbs up on this video if you like and appreciate the information. And if you have any questions, make sure you throw them down in the comments so we can either get you out another video or answer them right down in the comments. Now, let's jump right into what's causing your low back pain while running. All right, so what makes your low back hurt while you're running? Well, it's not all that different than what might make your low back hurt at work or while you're doing some yard work around the house or sitting at your desk, any of these things. A lot of times what makes your low back hurt is posture. And one thing that we'll see with newer runners or very experienced runners as they get fatigued is we start to see this sort of posture develop. Ideally, when we're running, we like to talk about sort of thinking like you're a ski jumper, right? You want to have this nice forward lean, almost as if I was here, and if I wasn't really careful, I would just fall forward. And so from a running perspective, if you start to get into this position, right, we're just going to add extra work onto your lower back. And when we add that extra work onto your lower back, then after a while it gets fatigued. When it gets fatigued, it's going to start to hurt. And so we want to start to work on getting rid of this low back pain. The first thing we want you to think about is your posture while you're running. And one of the best ways to get an idea of what your posture is while you're running is to get somebody to videotape you. Obviously, we're super partial to our running video analysis, surveys and services that we offer, but this can really easily be done with a friend. And a lot of times people come into the clinic, and when it's the first time they've ever seen themselves on video, your perspective of what you look like when you run is very different from what you actually look like. And everybody can benefit from just seeing some video of themselves running. Big kind of warning here, this isn't exactly the same as a still image, because a still image is really just a snapshot in time, and we'd love to get you getting and being able to see that moving image, because you don't really know in that still image sort of what was captured at that exact instant. And so getting into a video is great. Doesn't have to be long. Ideally it's from a stationary object, but you can have your friends sort of run alongside you with an iPhone, or if you have an Android phone, you can use that too. But just kidding. So what we want to do is want to see and get you to have an idea of what you look like, and your goal is, right, nice and upright, and just lean forward here. The common mistakes we see are people want to get really hunched over, okay? They want to get their shoulders hunched over this way, but also they'll start to bend forward at their back. And so they think, right, I want to be forward, and so they get into this position. So the first thing you want to do is know what your posture looks like and know what that ideal posture is that we're looking for. The other thing that people will do is sometimes they hear to get more upright. So people who tend to be this way will hear get more upright, and that'll turn into this, right? And it'll almost look like they're sort of running backwards, or they're trying to be more upright, but they're getting it from down here, right? This stays neutral. We're lean forward. We don't really want to over exaggerate that. So the other thing that happens is people who have a pretty good posture, and then their friend says, hey, I saw somebody did a running analysis, something, right? And they told me to be more upright. They just assume, oh, I need to be more upright too. And then they sort of over-exaggerate it into this position. And so we want to be here, nice and neutral through there. And what we're going to do next is we're going to run through a couple of easy exercises that you can do that will help you kind of get an idea of where your posture is. So let's jump right into a couple exercises. All right, so first exercise we're going to play with here is a Pow Off Press. So I've got the band anchored over here to a door. And what you're going to do is we're going to bring the band right out in front of you, knees bent, right? Body, I'm going to kind of get into this position so you can see from the side, nice and neutral. And you're just going to press straight away and come back. Here. Now, if it feels easy, we just walk further away. The idea here is the band is trying to twist and rotate us, and we got to keep our posture nice and neutral, all right? This is a great way of getting good at preventing unwanted motion. When we talk about running, right, everyone thinks of this sort of forward and back movement. The problem is, while you're on one leg in that position, your body's wanting to tilt and move in all different directions to fight gravity. And this is a great exercise to get good at fighting your body from going into those unwanted positions. I usually say get a decent amount of resistance, and we want you to get into about, 3 sets of 12 per side. So you're going to do it one way, and you got to spin around and do it the other way. All right. Next thing we're going to play with here is a suitcase carry march, okay? So what we're going to do is, I got a 25-pound kettlebell. You can use a dumbbell. You can use a bunch of junk you have laying around your house in a bag. Doesn't really matter. But what we want is decent amount of weight that is heavy enough that you have to fight the motion, okay? And your goal here is to slowly march, balancing, okay? I'm going to do it again going away from the camera. And what we're looking for here is the ability to not tilt side to side. This weight in my right hand, I could control it by just leaning to the left. We don't want to do that. We want to stay nice and neutral here, okay? And we're looking to just march nice and slow. If you have to lean to control the weight, okay, or if you can't control the weight and it's yanking you down to the side, it's too much weight, all right? But also, if it feels really easy, it's not enough weight. We need enough weight to force you to control it. I like to have people start off with a couple laps of 20 feet, all right? And obviously, we're going to do this in both sides. All right. Last drill we're going to work on here today for this low back pain that you might get while running is we're going to stick with the marching theme. We're going to lower the weight here. I got about 15 pounds in my hand, okay? Again, kettlebells work great, easy to hold, but dumbbell, you can even use a weight plate for this, okay? We're going to stick to that march, but this time what we're going to do is we're going to go, and as your leg comes up, both hands up over your head and balance. Back down, both hands up over your head, switch legs and balance. As I sort of come around here forwards, right, what we want to make sure is as the weight comes up, right, one, I don't want my body to tilt towards the side of the leg that I'm standing on. Obviously, I don't want to fall down there. But also, as the weight comes up, my back is going to remain pretty neutral, okay? My ribs sort of stay tucked here. I'm not flaring my rib cage out and arching my back, all right? The weight's coming up with my arms, my body's staying nice and neutral. Same thing, you can do this stationary or you can walk with it. I like to add the movement because it adds just another element of challenge. And what you're looking for here is, same idea, a couple laps of about 20 feet. And sometimes if you really find that you get a decent amount of back pain while running, this actually acts as a really good warm-up to sort of get you in the right mindset before you go out for that run. All right. Thanks so much for watching. Hopefully that answers any questions you might have about lower back pain while running and gives you a couple of really easy tools to try and tackle the problem you might be having. Biggest thing, just as a sort of reminder, get some video of yourself so you know what you look like, whether it's a friend, whether it's something professionally done, whether it's a treadmill or outside, but that video is really an invaluable tool to give you an idea of what you look like while you're doing it. And then give these exercises a try and see how they feel. Definitely, any questions, throw them down there in the comments. And please like and subscribe, share the channel with your friends. It really helps get the word out. And anything you guys want to see a video on, any questions you might have, definitely let us know.